Hello.
Howdy, everybody. How are we all doing today? Are we all good? Great to see that you've been keeping yourselves amused with the chat until we got here. Always. You think we'd learn?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we were just saying in the green room, it's a good job we don't have a guest because I literally can't get into our own email account. It's just saying, no, not tonight. So, yeah, good job.
Anyway. Tony's decided that Thursday night is a good night to be playing darts. So she leaves at 7 o'clock, which means I have kid duty until he goes down. And it's just like, why would you do that? She already plays on a Monday and a Tuesday. Why does she do it on a Thursday?
You've got like a dartboard behind you. She could just be in the kitchen, just doing them past your head.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they would all go to dartboard if that was the case.
You are wearing orange, so it's quite a targeted sort of colour, really.
This is my Springbank Whisky School t-shirt.
Ah, nice. Do you get that when you graduate?
You get it when you turn up. So it's not even they give you get a green one. Well, I don't know what they do now, but you get a green one, an orange one, a burgundy one, and one other.
Blue?
4 colours. It's not blue.
It's not black. Is it like karate when you work up to the belts?
A purple one. It's the colours of the core range. It's the orange. Yeah, the only one you don't get is a yellow one for the 21. So, here we are in my orange, because it's Campbeltown Whisky Festival week.
It is. I'm so jealous of all of the content I'm seeing online. Everyone's been having the best time.
Nope.
You just don't look at it. Nah, I don't want to see you guys having a nice time.
Yeah. I doubt we'll be seeing Callum on tonight. He'll be living up the festival.
He will be sweating, crying, and bleeding Glen Scotia. And it'll just be coming out of every orifice. Well, not everyone.
Probably at some point or another, it probably will. To be fair. I mean, that's just Callum, though, isn't it? It's
I like the idea of him watching back in a couple of days from now and having his orifices mentioned 5 minutes into chat.
Yeah. We'll get Callum's mug made up. It'll be a leaky mug, and whenever he pours it, it'll just pour out of all the holes.
Yeah, like a watering can.
Yeah, watering mug. So I just poured my first Campbeltown of the night. I am exclusively Campbeltown tonight in my dram choice. This is a 9-year-old Watt whiskey Campbeltown blend, which is Glen Scotia with a little touch of Springbank. Such a good dram. And it's got he's put on this kind of, is that a lime green? Would that be? I'm not sure.
Ooh.
And it says that's what he smells. That's the color of the smell of this dram.
So I know for a fact I'm going to like that whiskey from the color.
Do you like his green?
I do. Although his green and my green might not be the same, so that'd be interesting to find out.
So his tasting notes are blueberry muffins and salted caramel, pebble beaches.
That's a fun day out. Me and Mark Watt sitting comparing our greens.
How green can you go?
Sure. That actually sounds quite sweet when you're reading it out, though. So I think his green might be different from my green.
It's it's a blueberry muffin, salted caramel, pebble beaches, grassy with nougat and creme brulee. So yeah, quite sweet. The only kind of savoury note would be that pebble beachy. That I imagine that's a kind of sea air, salty.
Yeah, I like those taste notes. They're good. Well,
I don't know if Katie does them actually. I'm not sure.
Maybe they take turns. I don't know. I mean, maybe he chooses a color and she does the taste notes. Who knows? We'll have to ask him.
We will. We'll get him back on the Blether and ask him.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a good draft. Really nice draft.
Why did I miss Kate when she was on? I think I was working, wasn't I, somewhere?
I don't know. You're skiving doing something.
Likely. I'm very rarely doing anything I meant to be honest.
Your feet up in some exotic beach.
No, exactly. That's 100% You can tell because when I stood up, I realised I only got half changed. I just changed my top half. So I'm still in my work clothes, bottom half. But it's, it could be worse. I could have just been in my pants. So
I mean, there's an image for all the guys at home. I'm in shorts. I went up Benny. Actually, I'm not long off our local mountain. When I had left the over a piano. Okay, that's fine. Got home, took the dogs, took the kids, and we went up Benny. So I'm sweaty at the moment. So I'm in shorts and threw on this t-shirt.
It's just got warmer and warmer as the day's gone on because it started off yesterday. It got hot in the afternoon, and I had like tweed trousers on and a wool cardigan. So I thought, well, that was a mistake. So I put on just like black work trousers, and it started off really cold this morning. I was like, what the hell? Why can't I not get the weather right? But it's like 21 degrees on the way home, so it did get very hot. Well, the hot Scottish version of hot.
It was 24 degrees today.
24, gosh.
24 degrees. That's like insane. That's like Dave is sitting outside. Dave Fackerson sitting outside with a glass of LBD Aberdeenshire single malt. Have you tried that yet? Have you tried their newest release?
I had it last week on the Blether.
Did you?
Yeah, they're Glengarry. They're Highland.
Yeah. Single malt. Is that what you're sipping on? So yes,
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I started with that, and then I had the New Zealand. Or did that?
Anyway, yes, you did. Yeah. Really good dram. Really good.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and I bumped into them at Spirit's Bayside and hung out with them for a wee bit, and it was doing really, really well at their table. But it's just a good dram, good price point, good story.
Yeah. It's not too dissimilar to the core range 12. I find it maybe not as it doesn't have as long a finish. I think the 12-year-old core is just a little bit got a little spicy note that kind of lingers a little bit longer, but there's not.
I think having the Petit de Jimenez cask in there is probably what's
just softened it a little.
Yeah, a little bit, which I don't hate because it's very obviously a Glengarry, so they've stuck pretty true to the bones of the spirit, which I really like. But yeah, excited to see it on the go, all the chat. There's been a wee flurry of Glengarry love on socials this week. I'm enjoying seeing it. The 12's been doing a bit of a resurgence on socials. I've been tagged into quite a lot of posts of people that are enjoying the 12-year-old. So,
oh, good.
Nice
I took my friend up to you today as well for a wee tour. Jonas, who ran a whiskey ambassador course yesterday for 6 people, and he stayed with us at the Black Bull, and then he said he just mentioned he was going up, and could I get a taxi for him organised? I said, well, I'm going to have to get stock, so I'll nip him up, and hopefully got home okay. Because he was complaining on the way out, on the drive up. He was complaining because it was really mocky. For those who are not of a Doric contingent, that crap weather, really bad weather, cloudy, miserable drizzle. And he was complaining because he said the forecast said 20 degrees. So when it hit 20 degrees, I stopped the car, took a photo of the thermometer in my van, sent it to him, and says it's 20 degrees now. You can stop complaining. So he was happy.
He had like his jacket and hat on when he arrived at the distillery, didn't he?
He was wrapped for like 4-degree weather. And he's from Spain, so he's used to hotter weather than that. Although he's now living in Leith.
Oh, awesome.
Really, really nice guy. So if anyone knows Janos from Spain who's living in Leith, tell him I said hello.
Yeah.
Before I spout out his entire life story live on the internet.
I love Leith. I love wandering up and down, and I think with Leith you have to there's just so much to see. You have to look up at the buildings. You've got these quirky little independent, eccentric shops tucked underneath these old buildings that used to be bonded warehouses, and it's just such a cool vibe, especially on a nice day when people are just sat outside pubs, sat outside cafes. It's quite bohemian. It's quite like, it's just my vibe. I love it. Love it. I bumped into Justine Hazelhurst at Spirit of Speyside as well, so we're getting a good chat with her.
Oh, was she?
Yes, it was really good to see her. She just couldn't get moved, like, because everybody knows who she is or of her. You know, she would move forward a little bit and then get stuck for people, and then move forward a little bit and get stuck. But yeah, it was nice to catch up.
I remember being at the National Whisky Festival in Aberdeen for the only time I've been, and obviously I knew a lot of the reps and go in, and I try to go in as a punter, but you always end up talking shop. Yeah. And I came out more sober than I went in. I must have had about 4 drams because I just sat and spoke to everyone. And then they called last order as I was like, how is that like the 3 hours or whatever it is? I did have the master class, the blending class with Kings Barnes as well. Which was really good. But yeah, it was quite annoying coming out of that thinking, I just feel like I haven't had any whiskey. Learned a lot, spoke to a lot of people, made great contacts. But yeah.
I was the same. The last 2 independent spirit festivals, first time me and you were just like, oh my God, this is amazing. We spoke to so many people and probably didn't really drink that much whiskey. And the second time I had the most god-awful stomach flu. So if anybody actually got ill after the Leith festival, I'm really sorry. That was probably me.
We went in with a plan, didn't we, the first time? The whole train journey was, right, we need to meet these guys. We haven't got these guys in the shop. We'll introduce ourselves. We'll get them in the Blether. We walk in. Woody and Megan are there. Have a dram of this. Okay. And then rip up the plan. Off it goes.
Yeah,
great to know, people at home who are watching, what your festival strategy is. How do you plan going into a festival? Do you have it pre-arranged? Do you let it wing? Do you just go in without a plan? Or how do you approach it to make sure you get what you want out of a festival? Because I might steal ideas for next year.
Yeah, and follow-up question. What's so far been your standout festival moment? That one moment where you're just like, oh my God, this is the best day ever. I'm going to remember this forever. Whether it was a tasting you sat in on, or somebody you met for the first time, or a dram you were handed, you're just like, wow, this is the best ever. I was just looking at Dave's comment. I think Mike was ill.
I was very tired at the end of it.
I don't think that was the stomach flu.
Dave says he doesn't plan. What I loved about Dave, and me and Dave caught up a couple of days after, or maybe spoke about it that night. And I really like the way he does, or how he settled into it. And I'm going to maybe try this. And I've called it the daft plan. Not because it's daft, because it's really not, but his initials are DAF. So what he does is he goes to the stall, he speaks to the folk for a little bit, gets a dram, and then he just walks away. And it's not to be rude or anything, but he wants to sit. And he'll sit on his own, have the dram, and enjoy it, nurture it, or not enjoy it, and nurture it and be there. And I thought that's really cool, because you're not then pressured into saying that's really good or I really enjoy it. You're away in your own little space, away from the hustle and bustle. Because I think, looking at it from that point of view, when you're standing there, you're almost obliged to say, oh, some people won't be. Some people are really blunt and, no, that's shite, no, that's crap, or this is really good. You kind of, if you're on your own spot, and then you could go back afterwards and say, you know what, I really enjoyed that. Or you don't go back, you just wander off to the next one. I'm going to try that next time. That's a nice way of doing it.
See, I don't ever go with a plan for the whiskey I want to try. I usually go for a plan of the people I want to speak to. And sometimes it's Blether related, because I'm always on the lookout to get people on the Blether. And sometimes just because it's just a nice way of catching up with folk, because it's a small community. And sometimes you don't see enough people until you actually go to Spirit of Speyside or a whiskey festival or whatever else. So usually my plan is, oh, there's so-and-so, I'm going to go over there. Oh, there's so-and-so, I'm going to go over there. Oh, something shiny, go head over there. And that's about as far as it goes.
I was going to say good evening to Jeremy Watt. He's in. He's a bit of a festival stalwart, especially Speyside. I don't think you were over this year, though, Jeremy, for one reason or another. But great to know what you're planning for. Jeremy is a very meticulous guy. He likes his. I think he's a planner.
Yeah, I think so. Talking of planning, whatever happened to your notebook, the one that you decided you're going to have each week? And I said that's going to last a week, and you'll have lost it. You've lost it, haven't you?
No.
Don't just pick up a different random notebook. Okay, at least it's the same notebook. Have you done it? There's nothing in it, is there? Oh dear, you've got a little child shouting for you.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Oh my God. Oh dear. Yeah, he's at that stage now where his imagination's going wild and he's seeing monsters in his bedroom and things like that.
My youngest used to get night terrors. That's the most horrific thing to see because they're living out a nightmare. And you're like, oh my gosh, because you can't do anything with them. We have got Neil. I saw you at Leith, Mike. I said hello to Kat, but with that much going on, I never really got a chance to chat. We'll have to rectify that next time. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Neil, great to... I think we did speak briefly. And I apologise if I don't, because you don't have a picture of yourself. It's the last well-filled glass in your profile picture. But cheers. Thanks for saying hello.
Yeah. And yeah, on that point, and I always try and do say thank you, but everybody does come up to us at festivals or tastings or else to say hello and let us know that you watch. We always feel so appreciative, like we're always so appreciative of it because you guys are literally giving up your free time to come and say hello. So it's always nice to put a face to a handle or a name or a profile.
Mm-hmm. We have David Stark watching. Good evening, David.
Yeah.
What time to plug, what is sitting next to me.
Oh, you're such a kiss ass.
Admittedly, I haven't read this one yet. I have read his first Campbeltown history one, but I haven't read this one. Given the noise upstairs, and I open a page, and the title is Rates, Rants, and Ruptures. I think I'm having a rant and rupture up the stairs at the moment.
It's Louise.
Hello, Louise. Nearly ran across busy streets just to say hi to Kat.
Never stop doing that, but always look both ways first, my dear. But yeah, long overdue a catch up, Mrs. Let's get that sorted at some point. I keep seeing your other half everywhere, but I'm over that. We need to catch up. That'd be good.
Yeah, Louise has been helping us back at the Fog House a couple of times this week.
Oh, amazing.
We've got an exclusive as well. David Stark is saying there's a new book next year. I think he did hint at it on his socials a wee while ago. He took a picture saying, you know what this means kind of idea. New book coming, but exclusive. Yes, there will be a new book. Be interested to know what that content is. Is it how to run a great festival in A to Z?
He's doing my autobiography, actually. So,
please tell me it has pictures.
It's exclusively pictures because there's not much else in there. And then I moved house, and then I had a baby, and then I moved house.
I lived here, and I lived here, and I lived
there. Then I got divorced.
That'd be the name of your autobiography. I used to live there.
I know. I mean, literally, when I saw that still being unearthed in Ben Laws, I was like, oh, I used to live there. But yeah, that is definitely the title of the book. I used to live there. Cat's 9 Lives and How Many Are Left. Oh, I mean, the second part's a bit sinister. Hopefully it's still the 9.
I am going to jump off boat, and
you're going to be up there for ages now.
I know. I'll hang them out the window or something. I won't. Child services. I won't. But I'll go settle him down. Please, guys, fire your questions, favorite festivals, all that to Kat, and she will keep the show going just now.
I mean, yeah, cool. Thanks for that, Mike. Oh, great. And now it's just my whole actual giant face that you can see. Oh my gosh, and my crow's feet as well. Yeah, as Mike was saying, give us your best festival moments, festival plans, and anything else you want to just put into chat to help me out, because I'm literally just sat here all by myself. Dutch Judah, I like your comment, a short story then. I'm taking that might actually just be a short joke. I don't know what you're getting at there. 5'2" is not short. Everybody's short next to you anyway. You're like 8 foot. Yes, Jeremy, I hope my internet does last as well. Kat, when should I come to Glengarry? You can come to Glengarry whenever you like. Just don't go next week because I'm not going to be there. I'm heading out to Islay on Saturday for the festival, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be my first time over for Feis. I don't know if I never know if I'm pronouncing it properly. If there's any elics on, let me know how it's properly pronounced. But yeah, heading out on Saturday. We're there full week, Saturday to Saturday. So let me know if any of you guys are heading out, and I'll look out for you as well. More lanyards. I mean, I love a lanyard, Jeremy. I'm a massive fan of a lanyard, so keep them coming. I think we need some Blether lanyards, actually. That's another thing. Pop it in the chat. We keep talking about merch, but what sort of merch would you like to see for you Blethering guys? Yeah, lanyards, pin badges, flat caps, potentially. But yeah, back to your comment, David. You can come up to Glengarry whenever you like. Ping me a message and we will sort it out. Heading to Glasgow Whisky Festival again this year. It's not just about the whiskey, it's about the people as well. Yeah, Neil, so is that the one that's like in wintertime? It's in like November. I did that one for the first time last year and it was awesome. And again, it was one of those festivals that there was just too many people to get around because it's inside the football place. Oh, Mike's not here to help me out. The football stadium. But yeah, I went with Paul and we actually he had a plan. He was like, right, we're gonna go straight down to the Whiskey Sisters first, and then we're gonna go see this person. And I literally walked into the hall and I was like, ooh, it's Paul. So yeah, that was it. 5 minutes and I was hugging everybody. Hampden, yes, thank you. I knew it would have come to me. Yeah, Hampden. Okay, everybody knows Hampden. Yes, that's a really, really good one. And I'm going to be back for that one this year as well. Yeah, I'll look out for you if you're back over at that one, Neil, and come and say hello properly so we can put a face to the name. What other festivals is everyone heading off to this year? I think we're kind of getting fully into festival season. And also, give me some advice about Feis, where I should go, what I should see. I'm not really booked into anything. Didn't really book into any tastings, except for the Bruichladdich Day for the, what's it called? The concert they do. Well, I'm heading over for that. But if you've got any recommendations about distilleries I should pop into or places I should visit in Islay. I've been a few times to Islay, but if you know any little secret spots I should be heading over to, give me a shout and I'll go check it out. David's going to be at Glasgow with some goodies, also attending Borders, Fringe, Dram, Busters, Indie and Kendall. That looks like it's going to keep you busy across the year. I do remember bumping into you at Glasgow at Hampden last year, David. Probably hugged you. But yeah, we'll look out for you. I'd love to head down to the Borders Distillery, actually. I was chatting to Liv quite a bit at, where was it? Maybe it was Glasgow, can't remember. But I'd love to get back down that way and go and check that one. Jeremy, you haven't been to Islay. That's really hard to believe. Oh my gosh, you're like the whiskey encyclopedia. You have to get yourself over there. Maybe go at a quieter time of year, sort of September would be quite good because the water would still be warm and it'd be a bit quieter with tourists. And Neil, you've never been to Islay either. Keep my socials up to date. Well, you know it. There's going to be stories flying every 2 seconds from the minute the ferry appears on the horizon to the minute I'm leaving again. Very, very excited to be heading back to the West Coast. Not just for the festival, but just for everything I love about the West. And the weather looks good. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Catching up with a few friends, a few nice drams. It's going to be awesome. Jeremy, the Borders Distillery is great. Can recommend it. Yeah, I know. It's quite far away. So I'm going to have to maybe wait till I'm a bit further south, maybe at Glasgow, and then head down after that. Break up the journey a little bit. But no, it'd be good to go back down that way and see it. Need to try and tick off a few more distilleries. If you've got any recommendations, guys, give me a shout. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting chatting about my day, kind of telling you about what I did at work today, you know, how the laundry situation's going, what I'm watching on TV just now, anything else you'd like to know. Anybody pouring anything interesting in their glass tonight as well? I'd kind of forgotten it was the Campbeltown festival, so I've got a Hazelburn just now, which I actually really love, and you can tell because this one is not just a dusty, nearly full bottle. I got this about 4 years ago, I think. I'd never been to Campbeltown before, so I booked a cottage and put my children in the car, and we drove off down to Campbeltown, which is incredibly far away. You kind of get to Oban and then keep going for another couple hours. But my kids were like, said to me, you can only do 2 distilleries. So I thought, okay, that's fair. So I booked a tour for Springbank. And I thought, well, I won't get the whiskey just now. I'll just, because there's loads of Springbank on the shelves, I thought I won't get it just now. I'll do the tour, so I'm not carrying it around. And I'll just pick up a bottle after. And then, like, an hour tour, came back into the VC, and yeah, the place was gubbed. Not a single bottle of Springbank left. But I enjoyed the Hazelburn on the tasting, so it's a little bit of me. It's a little bit of a bourbon vibe. So I bought a bottle of that, and I do not regret it. So enjoying that. Maybe try and get over for the Malt Festival next year. Louise, of course, a wee Ben Nevis 9-year-old from Elixir in the glass, a girl who sticks to her favourites. Yeah, I don't know what Mike was planning to talk about tonight in terms of catching up with you all, in terms of whiskey news. I'm a little bit out of the loop just with having a bit of a hiatus over the last week or so, but if you've got any commentary or chat, non-political, or anything exciting that you want us to explore on the Blether tonight, let me know. I've got another whiskey lined up that I looked out for tonight, forgetting we were doing a Campbeltown special. So I'll open this up next time. Jesus. I got the Inverurie, but I haven't opened it yet. So I'm going to wait until next week when we have a different guest on, and we'll get that opened. I'll pre-open it so that I don't look like an absolute twat trying to break into it in front of you all. Here he is. Thank Christ, Mike. Jesus.
All I came into there was you saying an absolute twat.
Yep. Michael Stewart is an absolute twat. We're just going through some of the festivals and bottles people have had. I was just talking about, I've got Hazelburn. I was telling a story about how I ended up with it because I went on holiday to Campbeltown. Thought I won't buy Springbank yet. I always get Springbank and Springburn confused because Springburn's our head office and Springbank's the whiskey. But I was like, oh, I won't buy the whiskey yet. I'll go on the tour. And then came back and the whole shop was emptied of Springbank, so I bought the Hazelburn instead. But I was saying to the guys, you can see that's actually nearly an empty bottle because I actually just really love this whiskey.
I really like Hazelburn. I think it's the underrated sister of all of Campbeltown.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit gets it, and I think it's probably because there's no song and dance in the flavour. Springbank is Springbank. Longrow's got that heavy peat that everyone loves. Glen Scotia's, I mean, until recently had Ian McAllister. Everyone loves Ian McAllister. And you get, Glen Scotia into a Kilkerran, into a port or a sherry cask, and it's banging. And then Kilkerran has, all these lovely little exclusive releases. Hazelburn just kind of sits in the background and does its thing.
Yeah.
But it's such a good dram, like an everyday drammer. It's so good.
I just look at Neil's comment. He was saying he gets a bit of Parma Violets in the 10-year-old, which is one I've got. I'm not actually picking that up, but it's interesting that you say that. That could be a little bit to do with their production style, but I haven't noticed it on the palate. But it's interesting how everybody's palates pick out different things or are a bit more in tune to certain notes that they prefer, or maybe off notes that they don't like. But this has been sitting open for like 4 years now, so it's maybe not as much in there as there was when it was first opened. I was begging everyone to start asking me questions, and I just saw Jeremy's question. I'm like, fuck off.
What did he ask? I'm going through the comments. I noticed that we raised a dram to Derek, the chef.
And
the
the artisan, what an amazing whiskey collection. Paul took me in. Oh, sorry, we were raising the last one. Yeah, Paul took me in a couple of months ago. He's like, you've got to come to this place. You won't have seen anything like it. So I met Derek for the first time. It was only maybe about 3-4 months ago. And he took us through, I mean, you go into the restaurant, and I'm sure I don't need to tell the guys watching at home, because I'm sure you've all been, and I know David is a good friend to his. I'm sorry for your loss. But it's like wall to wall, ceiling everywhere. And then you go through to this side room, and I've never seen the like in my life. It was like literally floor to ceiling, like 3-4 deep. And there was a massive, my gosh, David, I've just forgotten the brand that you owned that Paul worked for.
The Stark Brothers.
No, but oh my gosh, I hope David Stark's not still watching.
Oh, the Electric Coup.
No, the whiskey company that David Stark owned that Paul worked for that he sold. Anyway, it'll come back to me, or David will message in. I'm really sorry. Why can't I remember the name of it? Anyway, he had a massive collection of that. But like, you know, you were pulling out bottles of like this, like Bamores that were, you know, from early 90s and stuff. And like, he just, I don't know, I think he just loved whiskeys. Like the prices, like you're like £9.50 for a dram that really should have been, I don't know, stupid money, like 50 quid for a dram or something. Creative. That's David's company. So yeah, it was like a treasure trove, and he was just such a lovely guy. And yeah, so heart goes out to his wife and my friends and family that he's left behind. Because I think he was meant to be out for Feis this year, but yeah, and it was the same thing that took my dad. It was sepsis as well, so horrible hidden disease.
Yeah, quite quick, isn't it? It's quite like sudden.
Yeah. So yeah, raise a glass to him. No, Jeremy's question, I didn't mean it, Jeremy. With Suntory selling off the more batches, will there be Glengarry casks appearing soon? I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. I know there's Glengarry out there for indies. So yeah, potentially. Hopefully, get some more indies bottling up some good Glengarry. It's all a win-win at the end of the day. But yeah, it's a nice opportunity for people to get to buy whiskey under a different label that they wouldn't usually get to buy it through. So, especially with more, you'll all know yourselves that you don't often see it done by an indie. So, exciting for folk to.
Yeah. There's a few more coming. I think Living Souls are coming out with a more 7-year-old next week. I think that'll be. I really like Bowmore, and it's Tony's favourite dram as well, the wife's favourite dram. So
we realised that actually we liked each other a lot more than either of us liked you.
Well, thank you very much. And I remember thinking, you know, when I was trying to get Tony to like whiskey, and it was a case of, you know, I had in my head she's going to like something sweet, because she used to drink blackcurrant sours and lemonade, so you know, that really sickly sweet thing. So I'm thinking either something really fruity like a blackcurrant, and then thinking the obvious one was Glendronach. And she actually got a job there as a tour guide before Glengarry. And you know, trying all these whiskies, trying, you know, something sweet, sherry forward, and she's just like, no. And I thought, well, last ditch, let's try something peated. But we're in the Black Bull at the time, and kind of the classic peat one we had was Bowmore 12. Try that, and she was like, "Oh, now this is a game changer. This could be me." And that's her gateway. That's the whiskey that sold her. I think everyone has that one whiskey that opened the door from, you know, you maybe drunk whiskey before, but it was maybe an occasional drink, or you'd stuck to kind of the house blends or whatever. But there's that one whiskey that stands out and thinks, no, the game has changed. My life is forever malt or whiskey or whatever it is. And that was Bowmore 12 for Tony.
It's one of my favorite whiskeys. It's kind of like my go-to. If I don't know what I want, I always have a Bowmore 12. It's just can't go wrong. It's fruity, tropical. Dutch Brewers is saying that Finn Thompson's released a 28-year-old Glengarry as a Tartan Army special, which I have not seen. I had no awareness of. That's really, really cool.
Have you not? We've got it in the shop. We've got one left, I think.
I won't be able to afford it. It's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's about 260, I think, 259 or something like that. But do you know what you will know the link between the 28-year-old bottled in distilled in 1999?
Well, no, but I did see Asda had lots of flags that had the number 28 on it, Scotland flags. So
it's been 28 years since Scotland last qualified for the World Cup.
Okay.
So that Glengarry was distilled the year we went to France.
Oh, that's so cool! I can't really want to bottle
myself on a global scale.
It's kind of lost the relevance lost on me, but I quite like this story. I was trying to describe the Glasgow Whisky Festival when you weren't there, and I couldn't remember the name of the football fields that the Whisky Festival is on.
Is that why we've got Hampden written in? Like a couple of people just said Hampden, and you were like, that big green square with seats around it.
Well, I had Murrayfield stuck in my head, and I know that that's not the football place, but Hampden, yes.
That's the egg ball chasing one.
Well, I know about rugby. I'm okay with rugby. It's football that I'm not excited about. But all the Scotland, it must be coming up soon, right? Because all the shops are full of merchandise.
Yeah,
so I guess
mid-June.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many games does Scotland get to play, or do they just wait?
Minimum 3.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I say minimum 3. It's probably going to be 3. So Scotland have never qualified for the second stage of any tournament.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're not as good at football as we are at, say, rugby or tennis or snooker.
I didn't know we were good at snooker. That's exciting. Are we good at? We must be good at golf, right? We've got a lot of golf.
No, we maybe do. I think we invented the game, but I'm not sure. It would be great, Jeremy, if we go all the way. I would feel really sorry for the people who are going over there to watch it because it's costing like.
That's so expensive.
It's like 10 grand round trip to see the first 3 games. So if you're then staying, and I can imagine the further you go into the tournament, the prices of hotels and stuff is just going to go up. Oh, you want to stay for the final? And that's going to be like a mortgage for the hotel room. And then just on the way home, I hear that the Glasgow and Edinburgh airport staff are all striking. Just in time for the World Cup. You imagine that? It's going to be great fun. So Jeremy thinks it's going to be our year this year.
So are we getting better at football then? Could we?
Up until the pre-tournament friendlies, I would have said yes. I thought I had a real confidence, and I thought, yeah, you know what? I think we won't disgrace ourselves.
Okay.
But I have it in my head. I might put this on the bookies. We're playing Haiti in the first game. Who are exactly?
Who are we playing?
Haiti.
Oh. Are they good at football?
I don't know enough about them. I would probably, they're in the World Cup, so they must be pretty decent. They know which way to kick the ball. Let's say that. But this is typical Scotland. And we're talking far more football than you've ever let me do here on a Blether.
I'm really struggling. I can, when Homer Simpson with the little monkeys playing cymbals inside his head. It's kind of like, you carry on.
I mean, you asked the question to.
I did. I'm trying to learn more about football because I think everybody's going to be talking about it soon. So I probably need to know more.
So, our World Cup group. So everyone plays 3 games, and then whoever wins that group goes through. I think it's everyone because it's a bigger World Cup than ever. That's why we qualified, because they let more people in.
Like when they let Australia into Eurovision.
Yeah, it's like a sympathy vote. It's like, yeah, you can. But here's the irony of Scotland and how we do things. 28 years, almost 3 decades, and 2 out of the 3 teams that we've played are the same teams that we played the last time we were in Brazil and Morocco.
What's the chances?
So one of the best teams in the world, Brazil. The best team in Africa, probably at the moment, Morocco, and then Haiti. I think we are going to get beat by Haiti, draw with Morocco, and need a win against Brazil to qualify. And we're going to be like a VAR decision or something away from it, like an offside goal or something away from going through. Because Scotland loves a low-risk failure, and that's what it's going to be.
Oh, well, I'm positive, mainly because I don't know anything about it, but I think maybe, like, being like that buoyed up, like what did you say, like 20 years since they've been? So surely that's going to be an incentive to them all. I think, well, and won't the games be on like really late at night though if it's in America?
Yeah, 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. There's one at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working that one.
And that's going to be tricky because people are going to be getting up in the morning and like trying to avoid social media so they can try and watch it.
I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, if they win that game, that 2 o'clock game, then you won't avoid
it. Vicky has just joined us. Thank God. I'm lost with football chat. Me too. Thank God you turned up. And I think Dave Fackerson's just bought your Finn Thompson bottle.
I was thinking, I just seen Finn Thompson's now sold out. Dave, if it was you, Sandra, thank you very much. I got the pleasure of trying it, and it is really, really good. But if that one is, it's not everyone's kind of affordability, but they have a Tamnavulin, which is a batch release. It's 40%. It's 12 years old, and I think it comes in at £60-ish as well. So Finn Thompson are kind of catered, and they've also got a North British grain. We didn't take that one in, but it's out there as well. So they're there's going to be so many of these kind of re-releases. I noticed Finn are doing one as well.
Yeah.
We're going to see more and more of these coming through.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder if people are going to try and collect the whole set of all the. Oh, Dave's saying no, he didn't get it. He went for a look and it sold out. So somebody else left it. It's kind of like when they did the whole Game of Thrones thing, isn't it? Everybody made whiskey around about Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And then realised it was just the same whiskey that it always bottled, just in a different box.
With a nice label on it. Yeah. It'll be exciting.
I think it'll be exciting. And I was speaking to a chap, he's a regular, Andrew, who's in the Foghouse quite often, and he bought a bottle of the Glengarry, and he says, I don't normally spend that amount of money, but this is like a one-off kind of occasion, so he doesn't mind. And we were talking about when he's going to open it. And the scary thing, the further Scotland go, the more expensive those bottles will probably get as a resale, because it's like, oh my God, what if we win it? And then you get to the final, we get to the final, woohoo, we get beat, everything just drops. The value of everything will just go bottom. Like, well, should I just fucking drank it? It's going to be interesting to see that and just see what happens with it. It's going to be, it's an exciting time. It's good to have some positivity and look at it and get excited about it and stuff, because we are playing pretty well. We're pretty solid.
I think I was on a school holiday to Black Forest the last time there was not the last time. One time there was a World Cup, because we were in
Germany.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I was in Black Forest. Okay, 2006. How old did that make me? It could have been.
You'd have been a bit older than a school holiday, I would have thought.
Oh yeah, because 2006, I would have been. No, it couldn't have been that. It must have been before that. Anyway, Gary Lineker was there.
Italia 90.
Maybe I just remember there being a lot of people in like the town square, and it was all to do with football. And Gary Lineker was going around.
It was maybe a Euros. It was maybe European Championships. I think when that would have been Austria and Ukraine shared. No, Austria and Poland shared one. It was latest 2008, I think. You'd have been looking I think Euro 96. There's America 94. Where was it? 92.
Trying to do mental math.
Germany when Denmark won it in 1992? Maybe. 92? You would have been about 10 probably.
No, it was high school. Maybe, I don't know. What did anything happen? Oh, maybe I'd be like 14, 15. So maybe, I don't know, the year 2000 or something. I don't know. There was definitely something football related happening because there was a lot of. It's never really been on my radar, as you can tell. But I didn't know Gary Lineker was.
Maybe just a friendly or a game or something.
Yeah. Maybe people were just mobbing Gary Lineker because they recognised who he was. So it could just been him that was drawing the crowds. That man loves his crisps. No, that's cool.
There we go. Louise is asking, what's the next pop culture whiskey bottling? So we've got the football on at the moment. We had Game of Thrones. We had James Bond from some random distillery. What is the next? Harry Potter? Because they're just about to launch, isn't it? Could we have Harry Potter? The houses of Harry Potter?
I think children's books and alcohol are probably not bedfellows.
Children's books are far more fun with alcohol, though.
Well, yes. Did we not try and turn whiskey brands into Harry Potter characters? I'm sure we did that one evening.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
I am a way to pour a Ron Weasley right here.
That is very Ron Weasley.
I'm really enjoying it. I actually poured 2 drams of this in the Glen Scotia 9-year-old. First of all, Oloroso Master Cask Collection. So this was an Ian McAllister selection. So good. I know everyone goes on about Springbank, but Glen Scotia is it's such a good whiskey. And very, very good at a very young age. It's one thing I think Glen Scotia probably has over any other distillery for me is how good it can be at 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, you are being very Dutch tonight, very orange.
Yeah.
Glen Scotia have just had their VC done up as well, haven't they? By the looks of things, It looks because I have always loved Glen Scotia's VC. So when I went in, it's really small. It's like the TARDIS, and it was quite dark, but because it was small, because it's like this old street building, and they were still using a paper diary on the counter, not an iPad, not a laptop. I was like, oh, please give me a job, guys. I love this place. It looks amazing. I saw them doing a big, like, the reveal on socials. I think it was today or yesterday, maybe. It looks really, really good. But yeah, it's just such a cool place. I see Ian McAllister's on his holidays just now, wandering around America by the looks of things. He's doing a road trip around. I think he's in Los Angeles. Not that I'm stalking him, kind of am. But yeah, very, very good whiskey. Can't go wrong with it. I don't have enough of it. I've got a Glen Scotia. Remember Becky Paskin did one. They collaborated for the Campbeltown Whisky Festival.
Yes, yeah.
That must have been about 4 or 5 years ago when I was over. I did buy that bottle. I thought, I'm not going to open it because we might get Becky Paskin on the Blether, but it hasn't happened yet. She obviously just doesn't get the chance to read her DMs very often. It's not because she doesn't want to come on. It's just because she hasn't read her DMs.
Really, I mean, maybe we have some kind of spam filter because I'm pretty sure she's been messaging us asking to come on.
Probably. That's probably it. Yeah, where it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's just gone straight into the junk mail. Must happen all the time.
Yeah.
It could do it. Get into our inbox tonight. So God knows it could actually be happening. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go make a round of Glen Scotia.
Yeah, I do have another Glen Scotia. I'm going to pour the Springbank just now, but I do have some of this guy left.
Is that the Tawny Port one?
The port cask.
It was very good.
I remember they had 2 exclusives on. We have a good friend of the shop, Van, who I think you know.
I do know Van.
Greek Van. Sounds like something that Ronnie Trotter would sell you. But he messaged me from the distillery and said they've got 2 exclusives. What will I get? So I messaged Ian McAllister and said, out of the 2, what? And he just straight back, get the 5-year-old port for 50 quid. It's absolutely banging. And the other one was like I think a 50-year-old sherry for 120 or something. So for the master distiller to turn around and say, yeah, go for the cheap option. It's banging. I love that honesty. I love that vibe that he's just like, if you want something that's really good, and port is just so good. I do like a port cask.
You do.
In fact, Sod the Springbank. This is going in now.
I did like that one a lot, actually. It was very good.
It has that classic kind of just that rosé tinge to it as well.
He's not even watching tonight, so he's not going to see his...
Is he not?
No, he's working. He's doing a tasting in Glasgow.
Is he at in Glasgow, not at the festival?
No, because...
Are they down at the indie... Because they've got an indie section now, don't they?
So he's not at Campbeltown, but he's heading over to Isla, funnily enough, at the same day as me. So he's doing the indie festival.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you are going? Have you spoken about your visitors? Are you doing the festival this year?
Yeah, I'm going to go over for the week.
Nice.
So yeah, no, it's going to be good. Nice to get away for a wee bit. I'm mainly just looking forward to getting back west and chilling out for a bit and doing a bit of sea swimming. Are you
going not work capacity then? You're going over for the festival?
I'm going as a punter. Full week as a punter.
All singing, all dancing. You know now that your bosses know that. They're going to be like, Kat, can you go and label some bottles at Bowmore for us, please?
Probably. A colleague of mine was out helping them last week, and my heart goes out to everybody in the VCs in the lead up to the festival. The amount of work they do is insane, and they're doing that around about their day jobs. They're there from 8 in the morning until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and still
they're well paid for it. They're well paid.
Don't you even? Well, we're not talking ops here. Yeah, no, we work so hard, bless them. So it must be so stressful.
Maybe that should be David Stark's next book. A day in the life of a tour guide or a VC member.
I
don't think it's been done, has it? It's not been done.
No. Do you know why? Don't even get me started, Larry. Not enough.
Why, Kat? I'm going to ask you. Why not? Why?
Jeremy, you're just poking the bear tonight. Overpaid, I hear.
Here.
They are definitely not overpaid by any means. Undervalued and underpaid, but essential in everything they do.
You know, fine. I'm just.
I know.
I love the visitor centre staff. I think they do such a fantastic job. And some guy in the background stirring a pot of porridge and getting paid more. It's crazy. Jeremy also says that somebody should make a port whiskey appreciation society.
Jeremy, somebody should get onto that on Facebook, Mike.
I know it should. I think somebody has. I think somebody's got like 2 million things else going on that keeps forgetting about it and really needs to pull the finger out and let's get up to Sean Russell level of dedication to.
I can't criticize because if you look at the Blether Instagrams, you'd think we'd had no guests in about a year and a half. But I will definitely get back to that as well. Louise is saying, excellent book idea, like a communal published diary. So Mike's wife and I, Tony, actually genuinely really wanted to write a book interviewing like past and present VC staff, but we knew we kind of couldn't because, depending on some of the stories that were told, they could never be printed because,
it's completely anonymous. Just completely anonymous. Don't know the distillery, don't know the.
Yeah, you could have it as anonymous, but people would figure out in about 5 minutes. So yeah.
What kind of stories are you thinking of? Are you
just
thinking
anything? Because sometimes even if it's like a tongue-in-cheek one about something silly that a member of the public said, yeah, okay, it might be silly, but you don't want that member of the public to read it and think, oh, they're talking about
You're
me.
overselling the book here. Yeah, not everyone is going to buy it.
Everyone's going to read it. It's going to be like, I'm trying to think of a really famous book there, the Bible. Everyone's going to have it.
Any chapter, cat, verse 14.3.
Yeah,
And how doth you extinguish the fires? How many fire extinguishers are in
exactly how we're going to have it written. Yeah, I know. There's a few novels about distilleries on the go, though, isn't there? There's because Mitch Burchard had her on his podcast. It was like the murder mystery in a distillery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't have it. I haven't read it.
I thought you were the inspiration.
They'll never know. And then so my girlfriend and I gift each other like trashy Christmas novels every year.
I mean, Paul's not that feminine, is he?
Lols. And one of them that I got was set in a fictional distillery based on Islay. So there's the odd distillery themed novel out there. But Confessions of VC Staff sounds like a dodgy 70s film.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you call it that, it's, I can imagine it's like a 50 Shades of...
No. It's more just like stories about what it's like to work in the VC, like the sort of the day-to-day runnings and the behind the scenes, and because every day is so different, Like for today, for example, I had a couple walk in today with their children, sweetest couple ever, and they were from Patagonia, and they'd bought a ranch out there, and they'd looked back at their title deeds and seen who the first owner was, and then they come on holiday to Scotland. We're just driving through Aberdeenshire, seeing the sign for Meldrum, and recognised it from the title deeds from this ranch in Patagonia because the original owner was from Old Meldrum.
No way.
What's the chances of that? And like those little stories of just people, because every time that door opens, you literally have no idea who's going to walk in. So yeah, I love little moments like that. It's very cool. Very, very cool.
That is pretty cool.
And that's like, it made their day. They had their children with them. They could explain to their children, this is because your home is, your ranch is here because, the person who built it grew up in this village and took some whiskey home. And yeah, I think it's awesome. So that would be an interesting book right there. Mr. Stark, get writing.
He's going to have a lot of writing to do.
I know.
You get so many ideas about books and things. I could write that, and then you think, well, I've got this and that and that and that and daytime, and no, I can't. And I used to write a lot. I have written. No, that's the level of writing I am at. I can't.
Yeah, I don't think you should write books, Mike.
I have 4 unpublished novels that I've written, and I've got 3 film scripts that I've written.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to get them published?
No, because, 2 of them I wrote when I was about 12.
Yeah,
and I haven't looked at them back. So, but yeah, I used to be quite a budding writer, and then whiskey took over. Yeah,
so now you just need to combine the 2 and write about whiskey.
Yeah, but people like David Stark keep beating me to. I was going to write about the history of Campbelltown.
I'm sure you were. Yeah, I was going to. You could do like the history of, because you're always banging on about the Northeast should be its own whiskey region, so you could do a book about that, or the Cabrach, or the links between like, Scotland, like Northeast's kind of.
You give me an extra 10 hours a day. Yeah. But we're now getting. This is a good idea as well. Abernethy's just written in. I like to see a book about whiskey bars, like Dave Broom's World Whiskey Book, but for bars and stories of going to them.
I think Ian could do that, because nearly every time we have you on, Ian, you've got good recommendations about bars you've been to in amazing places around the world. So I think you could get started on that one. But yeah, that's such a really good shout. I feel like it would be a Neil Ridley, Joel Harrison type book that one, because Neil Ridley did his book about crisps, which I'm like, I see you. Like, that's an awesome idea. Yeah, go to the publishers. I really want to do a book about pairing crisps to booze. Great.
That'll sell. But I didn't. I'm laughing because I don't know if you noticed. Mitch wrote his book, not another fucking whiskey book, which is
Yeah, I've got it actually.
such a good book. It's so
I haven't
funny.
read it yet.
Have you got it on hand?
Yes, 2 seconds.
Grab it. I want to show you something and how this got through various levels of, I don't know how many levels of production. I picked this up with him and he's like, oh shit. Chapter 2 or 3 is top 5 whiskey bars.
Okay. Oh, it's nice big writing.
It's such a good book. I love it. There's one full.
So batch 3, whiskey beginnings down under, or I think batch 2, the first dram is the deepest. Oh, from pub life to Highland Adventures. This must be it.
It's about his whiskey bars. His favorite whiskey bars. I think he does a column on it.
Talk on yourselves. I'll see if I can find it.
Anyway, we'll do a wee chat back. Louise thinks it's an excellent, like a communal published diary. I think what we should do is start an anonymous Facebook or page and then just say, guys, throw us your stories and we'll make a book out of it.
Yeah.
Water of Life, Greg is in. Good evening, Greg. Great to have you on board. I hear you. Are you in Islay, Greg? Are you going over to the Feis? I know you're in Scotland just now. I've seen photos of you trying to duck under low roofs not too long ago.
You might have to just tell the story of what's in here, because I'm not exactly seeing a paragraph that says my favorite whiskey bars.
No. Okay. That's all right. Buy the book at home and find out for yourself. I feel bad now that I've mentioned it because it's an editing faux pas and I don't want to call them out on it. So.
When I bought it at where did I buy this? Oh no, it was at David's Festival in Leith, and Paul was in front and he bought one first, and he'd said, "Oh, to Mitch, can you sign it?" And then I'd said the same. I was like, "Oh, you have to sign it," and he looked at me and went, "Don't sign it." Okay. I'm like, no, I said please sign it, because he thought I'd said no, don't sign it.
Well, don't say mine. I want it to be worth something.
I didn't say that. And I think I might take it with me actually for my holidays, and because it looks like it's a really digestible, easy read. Page 49. Thank you, Ian.
49. There we go. Ian is on the ball.
You are on the ball. Right, yeah, it's like, yeah, literally just a whole page.
Let me see if you notice.
How far down am I looking?
It's quite clear if you know. What does it say? Read it out.
In no particular order, these are some of the top spots where I've enjoyed a dram or 3. Each one has its own magic, whether it's the people, the selection, or just the atmosphere that makes you stay for one more.
What does it say right at the top? What's the headline?
My top whiskey bars.
Okay. And what does it say underneath it after that paragraph?
Bonaccord, Glasgow, a proper whiskey institution, great banter, with 400 bottles behind the bar, and the kind of place where you can talk tasting notes or total nonsense, and both are welcome. Do you think I've got like an edited edition? Like,
I think you might do. Go and hold it up.
I'm so bad at figuring out how to do this.
Oh, he must have, because it used to be like my top 5 or my top 6, but he only had 4 or something like that.
I see. Yeah, he hasn't. Okay. Yeah, no, he hasn't said how many.
When I picked up on it, and it was, so he did a book launch like right at the start, and he was in the shop, in the Foghouse doing it. And my God, if you've tried his Brookladdy 18-year-old, the Turrismore, what a dram.
I haven't tried it.
So good. We've got about that left in the Foghouse, so really, really good. Ian's saying there's only 4.
I think this must be edited because he doesn't say my top 5 in that paragraph, so I think he's maybe edited it since.
Yeah. So he did say he was going because I think he's actually self-published. I might be wrong on that. So you can, however did it, but and I said to him, he goes, I think, am I missing something? Like, is there a page or something? And he's like, fuck. He's like, so
no.
They've obviously gone and rejigged it, but I mean, that's how anal people can be. And I see when I'm writing something for myself or for a website or something, I miss so much because in your head, you know what you want to say. And in your head, when you read what you've written, it's not what you've written, it's what's in your head. If you know what I mean. Proofreading your own stuff is terrible.
So do you know what you have to do? Because I did a copywriting and proofreading course during COVID. Read it backwards. I don't mean stand backwards. I mean, read it from the very end and read the paragraph from the very end back up to the top, because your brain automatically skim reads.
Yeah.
So even though, you'll miss out a lot of the words that you're seeing because your brain's already decided what that sentence is, especially if you've written it. So if you start at the other end and work your way back up, you're forcing yourself.
Like in or the, you could double type it, but your brain won't register. Yeah.
Or there over there, or for instead of of, and all those stupid things that are typos you don't notice that your laptop doesn't pick up.
So Ian actually bought his from some random website called Inverurie Whisky Shop.
Just full of shite. Honestly, no one did.
Yeah. To be honest, we just photocopied his real book and sent it down and made money off it. Yeah, it was easy.
Dutch Deer is saying, talking about famous whiskey bars, which you were, because Mitch has mentioned the Bonaccord. It closes on Saturday, but it's just changing venue, right?
Yeah, it's moving. Because I made that faux pas on the Blether a few weeks ago.
Opposite the pot still.
Is that where it's... Oh, the old karaoke bar?
Yes. If that's got a downstairs kind of bit, then yes, that's where it's going. Because we're speaking to the lady that owns the pot still at the Speyside. Paul's from Glasgow, so he kind of had the lowdown anyway, but they're moving across the road. And then...
Diego. Hello, Diego.
Hello, Diego.
How many U's can you get up?
Well, I can't see that if I look too close. Maybe is that like 6 U's?
So Bonaccord is now, it's changed its name to Valinch.
Valinch.
That's a cool name for a bar.
It is. It's a word that international visitors always struggle with when we have them at the distillery. So, but yeah, it's one of those words that if you know, you know. So if you're a whiskey drinker, you'd know that was a whiskey bar, wouldn't you? But if you weren't a whiskey drinker, you wouldn't really know what that word meant.
Yeah, I would never have thought of that, thinking how that's going to translate to, will visitors know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of Speyside, isn't it? So the pubs and bars are named after certain whiskey words. If you're a whiskey geek, then you know what those words are. But if you're like the mash tun, we all know what that is. But most other people probably wouldn't. The new Bonaccord is downstairs, so it's kind of like a dungeon. I heard that, so it's like, you got to kind of go below. It's like a sex dungeon. You kind of got to go below.
This is why Diego preempted this conversation. He knew there was some kind of whiskey dungeon coming up, and he's just like, "Hey guys,
the Dark Lord of Dungeons has appeared, and we shall all be forced to talk about dungeons." Yes, the team behind the Ben Nevis is taking over the premises. I did hear that as well.
Ben Nevis Bar in Glasgow, not the Ben Nevis Distillery.
Ben Nevis Bar, Ben Nevis Bar. Is taking over. The old Bonaccord is what I believe, and I think is what Dutch Deer is getting at as well. The Ben Nevis Bar, I absolutely love. It's so cute, just such a cute little pub with this little fireplace. But when I went in, I was like right at the top shelf, because of course you want to put it somewhere where nobody can fucking see it. I found a bottle of Glengarry, so I was like, "Oh, you've got my whiskey. You've got Glengarry," and the lady behind the bar was like, "No." I was like, no, you do. It's there. And she's like, "What did you say?" I was like, "Glengarry." And she's like, I don't think so. I was like, "No, you do." So I was like, "That one, up, left, up." And she's like, "What did you call this?" Oh, okay.
God bless you. Little
Yeah.
Ouija socks.
So, like everyone gets it wrong. So like,
I know. Even in Scotland, eh?
yeah,
But
definitely.
that's cool. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
First Glengarry I ever had was in a bar in Dublin. It was Malt of the Month when I seen
Awesome.
it. I was over there in a stag do, seen it, and I was like, I'm sure that's the Old Meldrum distillery. And yeah,
So when I went out to Denmark recently, we were going through the airport, and Mr. McKendrick had a bottle with him that he was taking out to give to somebody. So he's like, "Oh, I bet I'm going to get my bag searched." And right enough, his bag gets taken off the wee conveyor belt and moved to the side. He's like, "Oh, great, yeah." So we're kind of with a security guy, and we did the whole thing of like, "Oh, you know, we're working whiskey, just heading out to a festival." He's like, yeah, okay. So Paul's like, "What's your favorite whiskey?" He's like, "Oh, it's from a place you will not know it. It's a town called Inverurie." I'm like, "Bam, Glengarry." So we just walked through customs after that. That was like escorted, you know.
yeah,
Red
out.
Yeah, escorted straight out. David's got a good question actually. Which parts of distillation / distillery don't have bars named after them? Mash tun, pot still, washback, lynch. Is there a spirit safe? I think there would be.
There is. There's. Oh well, no, it's Marshall's. The farm centre. Their whiskey area is called the Spirit Safe. I'm
It
sure.
should just be called the safe. Have you seen the price of that whiskey? Jeez, oh.
And it's not very safe either because it just had another robbery.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Malt Barn, Cooper.
It's
What else?
hmm.
I'm trying to think what else. Washbacks? Oh, you mentioned washbacks.
There's nothing called. There's not one called the Porteous Mill.
There's not one called the Port. That's probably like a name that's like copyrighted or something, though, would it be?
Can a bus company be copyrighted?
A bus company?
It's like, because they went bust, didn't they?
Oh,
So
a
they
bus.
could only hold a copyright for a certain length of time after that, and then.
Do you know what the lads at the distillery call it? The mill, the grinder. I don't think they should name a bar the grinder.
They would get so much custom. Probably not the custom they expect, but you would get custom.
Yeah. What else is there in the distillery?
The kiln.
Kiln, yeah, kiln would be a good one. Pagoda.
Just make it really, really hot. The pagoda, or it rings better than the Charles Doig ventilator.
Yeah. We should we should open the bung. Well, buy a girl, drink first. There you go. Jeez, oh. That would be quite a good name for a bar as well. The bung. Yeah. Or yeah, open a range of bars after strains of barley. That'd be quite niche though. That'd be really niche, wouldn't it? But the double appeal, you'd get your whiskey geeks and your farmers. Oh, MXD, I'm just heading down to the Golden Promise.
Yeah, that's a different story altogether.
That's next door to Grinders. I just up from the sex dungeon. Oh, I can for your.
Next thing you know, Old Meldrum has its own little red light district, but it's actually whiskey bars.
Yeah, or the Bung Sniffers bar, or yeah.
We had that. That reminds me, Dave, the Bung Sniffers bar. Did you see Rachel Dixon's post about the Little Brown Dog collaboration? So it's Little Brown Dog and Decadent Spirits and North Star, and it was Decadent. Well,
oh yes,
Little Decadent Star, and Andrew said he wanted the Decadent Brown Star, but he was voted out. And we're thinking, and Rachel said, how dirty can you make a collaboration of independent bottlers?
Yeah, if you like mashed up all the names.
Yeah, I think, and I put one that made Andrew book. It was the I can't even remember it now. It was fragrant brown decadent star or something like that.
Or fragrant lady drops. Or yeah, I don't know. To write them all down and put them together.
Stark lady drops. There you go. Stark.
Yeah. Anyway, we've gone down a rabbit hole or a bung hole, so to speak.
The Decadent Brown Society, says Diego. That
sounds like a secret society. Like
it does. It sounds like the Nobel Awards or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. This is quite a good question, actually. The drippy cask. But I think we're back onto bars. That's quite a good one. The bung flogger. I can't say that without giggling anyway. So if that, I always thought the Fish to Neat would be a great name for a pub in Aberdeenshire, but it wouldn't translate out. You couldn't franchise that.
No.
But yeah. I think that's definitely a good question for next week. If people can come together with their mashups of the most outrageous indie collabs. Yeah.
There is a shop in Mass called the Bunghole Liquors.
There is not. Well, there shouldn't be. Oh, dear.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The Bunghole Liquors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we can't top that one, to be honest. That's pretty clever.
But instead of malt of the month inside, no, I'm not going to go there.
Don't lower the tone. We haven't even got Calamont to make it.
Low can we go?
I'm going to have to go and get my charger. Give me 2 seconds. Sure. I might just milk it and go for a walk for half an hour after you left.
It was like 8 minutes. Come on. I don't know if you noticed, guys, I just poured the Springbank 10. It's pretty much the quintessential Campbeltown. It's got everything you expect from a Campbeltown dram in there. And when I don't drink often enough, probably because I can't get my hands on it. But also, I like to experiment. Core ranges is not really my thing. But I like to go off-piste and try stuff from great independent bottlers. So, Sandra, let me know what's in your glasses now, and I'm going to go back and have a wee look through some of the comments we maybe missed. Ian's saying the Worm Tub, is that a bar? Does anyone know of a bar called the Worm Tub? I'm not sure if maybe the Shell and Tube as well is another one that we could work on. Sugar Kitty, 9 out of 10 real Gaelic bottle names are functionally equivalent to Klingon. There's quickly followed up by there's no bar called the Car Park. I'm not sure if you'd be legally allowed that. Dave Stark is missing the festival. I guess missing the Campbeltown Festival. I can't believe that you're missing the Campbeltown Festival. Why on earth would you be missing that? I mean, if you turn around and tell me that it's because you had to book Thursday night off to watch us in the Blether, I would love it. But I don't believe that's the true reason. You're missing the festival for a reason. You're not happy about. Gutted for you. Surely you're getting down for a day, maybe. Jeremy, the decadent Gordon's fragrant brown Claxton. A fragrant brown. I just think fragrant brown Claxton is enough. I don't think you need to name it.
Yeah, I mean it's evocative. It conjures up all the senses. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it went away for 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. Came back, and we're still mashing up independent bottlers. But yeah,
I have not moved on. I did. Well, Dave Stark's comment is saying he's missing the festival. I can only assume he means the Campbeltown Festival. I can't believe that he's missing. This is a man who's written 2 books on Campbeltown whiskey. And it's
I
missing
want to do it
fifth.
next year. I think though, if you're doing Campbeltown and then heading straight over the water to Isla, like that'd be a rough innings. I mean, you'd be tired. Didn't get invited. You don't need to be invited. Just rock up. You're like David Stark.
You're a rock star, David. Come on.
But no, it looks awesome. We'll need to get over for it next year. I'd imagine it's one of the things you got to like book up accommodation quite far in advance though, because I'd imagine it draws quite a lot of people over.
In Abernethy, if you open another bar in the next town up, what would you call it, as you've already used Foghouse?
Well, the next town up is Old Meldrum, so you can bugger off with that idea.
Foghouse 2.
Original.
Yeah. There's a Quake bar, isn't there? Somebody's got the Quake bar.
That's Craigellachie Hotel, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to think about that.
You're really into your Pictish history and stuff. You can maybe link it, because like the Foghouse, it's not Pictish, but it's to do with like a Scottish traditional building.
Yeah. You could go something like the...
What about the Folly? Because the Foghouse is a type of Folly, so you could just call it the Folly.
Yeah, the Folly. Or the Bar of Che would be cool.
Mochi.
No, the Bar of Che. Che was the Pictish king in the area at the time. Well, that's what I think Benihee named after. Benihee, the hill of the people of Che.
Oh, I didn't know that. So like, he was like our first Pictish king.
So there was a Pictish king. He had 7 sons, and they were all granted different regions of Scotland. And our Aberdeenshire area was called Che.
How many daughters did he have?
C-H-E, like Che Guevara. So there's lots of ideas of what Benihee is. One is it's called the Hill of the Breast because it basically looks like a boob. Either way, if you look at it from this side, it looks like a young person's boob. If you look at it from the other side, it looks like an old lady's boob.
Do you know why a lot of hills are named after breasts? Because it's to do with the original pagan goddess figure, the Cailleach, which was a sort of...
it's a mother figure, isn't it? It's like
so it was like the sort of creator god of Scotland before Christianity was enforced.
And that's why I think Benihee, it's too specific to be that. I think it's... I think the hill of the people of Che, so the Che bar, but it might have connotations with other famous Che's.
I don't think I know any other famous Che's, but yeah.
Never been to Cuba?
No, I'm not going now. Did you get the new Tapa North book? That's a good question, Jeremy, because I was going to ask you if you'd seen this new book that was printed about the Tapa North.
No, it's the populace of society.
It was like launched a couple of weeks ago. It was kind of over socials, but I think it was just to do with a lot of the archaeology that's been uncovered up at Tapa North and kind of focusing on Riney and how important it was as the sort of seat of power of the original kind of Pictish kingdoms. But I haven't seen it anywhere. Louise might know, actually, because I know Louise goes up to the Dufton bookshop quite a bit. Let us know if you've seen it up there, because I kind of wanted to buy it locally. I didn't want to get it off of Amazon, because I think it's kind of...
You've just seen Diego's comment, haven't you?
It's mostly distracted. But yeah.
I just love the way he spelled boobs. Because somebody back then was very fond of boobs. B-E-W-B-S.
I mean, who doesn't love boobs?
Told you, kids' books should be spelt like that. There's a place in adult culture for kids' books, and Diego should be the author of them all.
Writing adult kids' books.
Kids' books for adults.
It's niche, but yeah.
Matthew Runcey's in. Good evening, Matthew. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain. I hope you're doing all right. Are you down at any of the festivals? Matthew's one of these shop owners who gets to flaunt his presence at a lot of festivals. Last time we bumped into him was actually at Leith, and I had a good chat. So it's good to catch up with you. I thought it was really cool. So hopefully you're down and enjoying yourself, either Campbeltown or Feis or both. And with that, Kat has decided that she's leaving me. Heads up would be really, really cool. Ian is asking, have we decorated the wall in the fog house yet? The one discussed in our previous Blether. No, but plans are done. The plans are there. So yeah, it's going to be really looking at making it a bit more homely, making it a bit more whiskey and wine themed rather than at the moment it's cool, but it's boring, I think would be a good word, even for me.
Did you say, yeah, actually cool, but boring?
Yeah, it's compared to the front bit, so where we have the bar, it's really quite cozy and homely, and we've got the cages and we've got all that stuff going on. And you go through the back, it's the same decor, but with less. It's just a couple of pictures.
Portrait of Hercule Poirot and a portrait of me that's not me, because two different people have asked me if there's a portrait of me in your tasting room, and I think it's the lady at the back wall.
Oh, the Argentinian wine lassie who's kind of doing this with the grapes.
Yeah, I think it's maybe that one. There's also a fantastic taxidermy mouse in there.
There is.
So yeah,
I still need to start moving that around and just seeing who notices.
I want some more pictures, because I don't know, you did a tasting one night and literally 3 different people in that room sent me photographs of them holding that mouse. So I think it must have been the end of a very good night.
That was one of our Blether groups. Yeah, I think it was the one you were at, actually. I think it was
okay, yeah. After I'd hit. Oh, right, yeah. I was like, which one did I do? Yeah, my one. Makes sense.
Who was I representing?
Yeah, what was the name for? Oh, right, yeah. My whiskey.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to, there's going to be a lot more stuff in it. It's going to be a lot more impactful when you walk in. It's a really nice room. It just needs more because it's not the front.
It's quite a large space as well, isn't it? So it's just maybe trying to, I don't know, bring it in a little bit. It's really cool though. I mean, compared to what it was when you bought it, when it was a tapas bar and it was yellow. I think you've come. It was so yellow.
Yeah,
I think you've come a long way.
Yellow, and before that, it was very red.
All the primary colors, and now it's very green, but in a nice way. It's a nice dark kind of.
It's a nice green.
It's a nice green.
We got our new labels in today for our gin. So we're rebranding the gin to go inside with the whiskey, rather than get the whiskey to coincide with what we had for the gin. So
awesome,
exciting. So we're gonna have gin back. Anyway, Matthew says he could have maybe made Campbeltown, but we'd have had to rush it next year. Hopefully, he flies to work next week. So Matthew, as well as running Kinnaird Whiskies, Kinnaird Head Whiskies, works offshore as well. So just timing this year, unfortunately. Did we get people who are going? I kind of ducked out a little bit during that conversation. Are people who are watching going to the Feis or going to Campbeltown or at Campbeltown?
I did ask, and I don't know if we had many folk, quite a few people, including Jeremy, which I was really surprised by. I've never actually been to Isla before, let alone the festival. Yeah, I'd imagined that Jeremy would have been over there already, just with his insane whiskey knowledge. So hopefully you'll get over at some point, Jeremy, as well. But I don't think anybody said they're heading over for the festival so far. But if you are, come and find me, give me a shout. I'll be bopping around the place, just hugging people.
Literally bumping into people. Probably hugging. If she recognizes you, she will hug.
Even if I don't recognise you, I'll probably hug you, to be fair. No, we're splitting time. I'm heading over with a friend and his partner, and obviously my partner. So we're just going to take turns driving. But I'm not really, it sounds stupid, but I'm not really going for the whiskey. I'm just kind of going for a break and catch up with folk and just to be back on the West Coast and just see what it's all about. I've never done the festival, so I just kind of want to see what the festival's like. And then, yeah, maybe help out with some colleagues if they need it and just do a bit of downtime. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a assault on my liver at all. I think it's just going to be a nice catch up and reset. And
you'll probably get ill again or something.
Oh, I know. I've had the last few festivals or trips away I've been ill, and I'm literally just getting over a chest infection as well. So yeah, I think the West Coast air and the sunshine will cure me of all my diseases, I'm sure.
I hope so. I mean, talking of Feis, did you know it wasn't always a whiskey festival?
I did. Yeah, because I think that's part of the current bone of contention between some of the locals and yeah, because it was obviously a village fete that kind of became its own entity. Because the opening ceremony is all about the original village fete, isn't it? Like, you know, all the locals do like a little march with a pipe band.
It was a celebration of the Gaelic language, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it kickstarted. 1986, I think it was.
I was like 1 year old.
So, well, the only reason I'm thinking that is because it's 40 years this year. Or I might be wrong, because obviously they would have something big this year if that was the case.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure 86 rings a bell.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know enough about it, but I do wonder if some of the original village community festival stuff still happens, but the distilleries all just kind of do their own thing in and around that too. But like I say, I'm not from there, so I don't know enough about it.
You've never lived there either.
I haven't actually lived there. No, not yet.
So there's 95 inhabited islands in Scotland, and Islay is the only one that Kat hasn't lived on.
Factually correct.
Or at least visited.
I know. Yeah, only one island so far. But yeah, I've been to quite a few. I've visited. Do you know, I've not done the Outer Hebrides, and I would love to. It just takes a little bit more organising to do that. So I think when the kids are all moved out, I'll probably just disappear off for a couple of weeks and go and do all my Outer Hebrides as well. Ian was asking if you've got any tastings coming up at Foghouse. You've got Ian for Teeth, right? For the Blether.
It's not Ian, it's Glencadam. Cameron is coming up to do our next Blether club. And I know Ian has asked about doing virtual Blether. It's something we are tentatively looking at. It's tough to gauge on how we can make a virtual side to that. I would love it. It might have to be a separate kind of club. But we hope to have Ian for Teeth on the Blether on the 11th, which is the Thursday before the tasting event. I think he's going to, now that he's rubbing shoulders with other keepers of the Quake and all that, we will see. Kat Dave is saying, Kat, it's time for an MOT at the doctor for you.
Oh, yeah, maybe, potentially. I think it's just
Ian
age.
Ian is asking, if you could take all the good aspects from different festivals and put them together, what would that look like?
And David's written Leaf.
Same minute, David replied, Leaf.
Perfect. You know what, Mr. Stark, mic drop. You are done for the night. That is the perfect response.
Yeah.
But true. Very true.
I think, yeah. And so you asked right at the start, Kat, what has been your mic drop festival moment, although Leith is probably my favorite festival I've been to. What is that one-off moment in another festival or whenever you've been? So what was yours?
Oh gosh, I know I asked the question. I should have had an answer prepared. Gosh. I can think of one, but it's a bit soppy, so I'm not going to do that one. But I don't know what the answer to that one is. Oh goodness, I'm going to have to think about it. Do you have an answer? Because I'm going to have to think about it.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. Like, mine's a bit maybe more vague, and I just remember stood chatting to you, but also being surrounded by like 3 different people were chatting to me. I think it was when we were at David's festival.
Just stop there. Just chatting to me.
Just chatting to Mike. No.
Not like we do it every week, but thank you very much.
Yeah, and the crowds parted and the light shone through the window on top of your little wee flat cap, and I was like, this is the moment.
Like Dirty Dancing.
That would be amazing. I was like, did you see that too? Blether host just reenacting the Dirty Dancing scene.
Shoving everyone out of the way.
He would 100% drop me.
100%. I wouldn't even attempt it.
No, he would just move out the way. We need to get something like Greg.
Woody stall.
I would need a little springboard anyway. But no, I just remember stood chatting to like a few different people and you were next to me. And like it was that moment of like looking around and you're surrounded by loads of people and just thinking like this is like so much fun. But I can't think of one like amazing because I don't base it on whiskey. Because A, I don't remember, and B, I don't actually ever really drink that much, contrary to popular belief if I hugged you. So no, I'd have to actually just really think about that. Do you know, I had a really fun moment recently up at Speyside. Met up with Megan and Woody at the Highlander. Just at the end of the day, I think I'd been working, so I drove up afterwards. And Megan, in her glorious, fabulous self, was like, we just smoked some cigars out on the deck. And I'm like, I've never smoked a cigar before. And she's like, do you want to try? So like, we're just sitting out there on a really nice evening. Like Woody's just taking the piss of me like usual because he's a dick. I love him. But and like Megan just gave me a cigar and like we had some whiskey and it was just really nice, just chatting with pals. It's maybe that moment recently. There's too many of them.
I love a good cigar. When we had that meeting up at Thainston.
Oh gosh, yes, that was good.
That was so good. It wasn't a festival, but it was such a good coming together of whiskey minds. And I just, it was it was not long after because I wasn't sure if I was going to get there because Bria Rose was born, I think maybe 3 or 4 days beforehand. And I went out, so it was like after 3 or 4 days of no sleep, went out, had an absolutely brilliant time, went outside and with the guys. There's a great video, I can't remember who took it, of a few of us having a wee stogie.
It'll be Shona, I think.
Yeah. And I remember coming in afterwards and saying to you, that's me done. I'm done. I need to go. And you're like, okay, that'll be, I'll just go and something. He turned around and I think I was out the door already. I was just like, I wasn't talking about, I'm going to phone a tattoo. I was just like, right now, this second. But actual festival moment. Do you know what I really loved? And I've still got it to this day. I don't think Frank's watching this now.
Yes, I knew you were going to get that because that's the moment I'm remembering. It was Leanne, Frank, me and you, and I think Keith Duncan was next to us. So I knew I was surrounded by people, but that's what the moment is that I'm thinking of when he presented us with this little...
Rick Johnson was there, so we got the selfie of as well. My little Glencairn shaped honey sparkle. It's so cool.
It's so lovely.
Yeah. So Frank is in Campbeltown, so that's probably why he's not watching us.
Of course.
And do you know what I noticed the other day is
It
that
gets about.
the actual Glencairn is hollow, so we could actually have a little sip of whiskey out of that.
Yeah, it was very
I
sweet.
don't know if it would be worth the effort of getting something in there just to sip it out. But, the attention to detail. That's one of my favourite whiskey moments in terms of festival. And yeah, I get it, because we've got that selfie of us all. There's like 6 of us, Frank and Leanne. Rick.
Exactly the moment.
Yeah.
Definitely. Diego. I don't know what it looks like. We all know it looks like something else. It looks like a honey.
It looks like a Glencairn glass on top of a honey spurt. Or potted spurt.
That's the word. Yeah. Definitely. It does not look like anything.
Beehive I need to find for honey, Glencairn glass for whiskey. I mean, if you've got something else that looks like that, Diego, I would go to your doctor.
It was very, very kind of him to do that. It was, one of those just lovely moments where a wee group of people kind of all. That's the fun thing about festivals as well. You just keep bumping into people you know. I don't know if there's many other industries where, and we say this a lot, like where it's so small that you kind of know most of the people within the industry. You're always bumping into people you know, or you're kind of bumping into a friend, and you just need to chat to somebody at a table or a stand or in a queue, and you always find somebody you know, or they know somebody you know. It's cool. I do love that.
I was doing the ambassador course yesterday, and part of the ambassador course is a little video. It's about 5 minutes long on whiskey production.
It's not the Richard Patterson one you like to show at the start of the course.
Not that one. that comes later. That comes in whiskey theatre. I've changed that video because the one we showed was
the feedback.
I mean, deliberately I showed that was to get that kind of conversation going, but it is quite dated, shall we say. But it's by the SW, and it's about how whiskey's made. And I'm sitting there at the back watching it, and I'm like, I know him, I know her, I know them, I know him, I know where that is. And I'm like, shit. And it's so cool just to like see these people advertised globally on videos like that, and thinking they're just people like you and me, who are just very good at their job, and it's just such a cool little industry that we love. And 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and probably like guys like Ian McAllister, or who are getting into that role of whatever they're doing, they're not superstars. They're just there to do a job. And we had the conversation yesterday. We actually had a tour guide from Glenfiddich on the course, and we talked about them being the first to open up the facility for tours and all that. And I can imagine when they did that, the guys, doing their job, because that was back in the 60s when everything was still kind of done on site. Turning around and seeing some random people kind of wanting to take, you're like, would you fuck off? I'm just trying to do my job here. All I'm doing is turning barley. And you're like, why is that interesting to you? And it's like, can you imagine? But today's world, everyone's interested in everything. So there's probably an industry now that hasn't had some kind of documentary about it or inside. But I
think social media has changed it a little bit as well, because your brand ambassadors or your European account sales managers, or like these people that are traveling and doing festivals constantly, they all they almost take on like a sort of cult celebrity status, because people are catching up and keeping up with their favorite brands through these people's social media platforms. So we actually get to see them in real life, and I'm so bad for it as well. I'll speak to a master blender and be like really cool on the outside. I say really cool. There's nothing cool about me. Try to be really cool on the outside, and then inside I'm like dying. Oh they're speaking to me. They know who I am.
Really want to take a selfie?
Yeah, I'm always refraining from taking a selfie. I'm just hoping somebody's going to take a photograph of me and them in the same room together.
Yeah.
But they're always just dead nice. So it must be strange for them because, like you said, they're just doing their jobs, like, you know, a brand ambassador or a master blender or, you know, distillery manager.
Exactly like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe Rachel Barry came in.
Oh, I was the biggest fangirl the first time she walked into your shop. She was like, I don't know if you know who I am. I'm like, oh my God.
But she has this habit of appearing when I'm not there. And
she does. I don't think it's accidental.
I don't think so. I just don't think she likes me. But she like, I didn't give it a choice in this last time. So she sent me a message saying, with a selfie with the bar staff saying, I'm here. Great place. And I was just like, I am literally on my way. And I was. I'm not just saying that. I was literally just like, I'm going to be there and like by half two. Please stick around. You know, by that time she'd been. Oh yeah, she ran away. She waited until no, she didn't. And I was like, can you, before I get there, can you please sign your picture? So we've got a picture of her on the wall. First Lady of Scotch. Can you please? And she got the guys to record it. And then I got there and we like she was there with her mum for a cup of coffee. And when I got there, I was just like, you know, how do I interrupt this without being a dick? You know, she's just in having some time with her mum, having a coffee, and you don't want to, you know, this is how these guys are because nobody else in the place kind of realized the stature of this woman, this legendary whiskey maker. Yeah, she's just it's not like Elton John walked into the room or Tina Turner walked into the room. To us, that's exactly what happened. And I'm like, I need people to know that she's here, kind of thing. But you're like, so we ended up chatting and we did a couple of selfies, and it was like, do you mind grabbing a selfie outside so we can get the sign and stuff? And she's like, she is the most incredible woman. I absolutely love it. And I love the fact that she grew up in Inverurie and we can celebrate that. It's like 4 years in a row I've put her forward for the Pride of Inverurie Lifetime Achievement Awards, and they're like, then they keep turning her down because I don't know why. Stupid nonsense reasons. I'm just like, this is like, I don't think they understand just how global her name is.
No, I think for a lot of people who don't drink whiskey, it's still quite a niche. Like within the industry, you know, she's like rock star status, but out with, I mean, I think if you maybe look at her achievements in a broader sense of like, you know, one of the first female master blenders, for example, and then you show her.
Title-wise, she was the first.
I was sat next to a guy at a tasting in Speyside who informed me quite excitedly that now we have women master blenders. I'm like, now we have them. So,
you sat next to the wrong woman.
He was educated. He regretted sitting next to me, but he's now fully informed. But yeah, I mean, if maybe it's wording it in a different context in the way that somebody out with the industry can understand in terms of, because people don't need to like whiskey to know how important whiskey is to our economy in Scotland. So it's maybe looking at it that way, like, you know, first female master blender, these are the brands she worked on, and how that. But yeah, it's a difficult one because
you look at the brands she's worked with. It's Ardbeg, Glenmorangie. She started off at the Research Institute as a specialist on cask, on how cask flavor or cask developed flavor. That was her niche. That was where she started within whiskey. And then Glenmorangie and Ardbeg, and then Glengarry and your portfolio, and then Glendronach now, and then Rhea Glenglassaugh. What she's done, I think what she's done with Glenglassaugh
amazing.
is just incredible. I think it's absolutely the way she turned that into a brand. In terms of flavor, Billy, don't get me wrong, I love Billy. Billy's a god. He's a messiah. Everything he touches is.
Let's not understate.
Of what he touches is phenomenal. Maybe not so keen on Michael Tor, I think. Yeah.
No, well, Michael Tor is fine. It's the 8-year-old Glen Alki that's shite, but
they stopped that. They stopped that. I think he really. Yeah. But Revival, Evolution, Torfa, you could almost see that it was a work in progress. What Rachel has done is she's taken that to the level that Billy took Glendronach to, on par. Right, when Glendronach pre-Billy was good, it became great under Billy. Glenglassaugh was good under Billy, it became great under Rachel. I think that's the kind of level we're talking at. It's one of my favourite whiskies now, that Glenglassaugh core range.
Yeah, it's banging. Everything from the rebrand of the bottle to the spirits to it's not promoted in the way it should be though. But it's just do with markets, isn't it? Like, put your money on your fastest horse, I guess. Wash your mouth out, Mike. I think Jeremy's not agreeing with you.
Yeah, but I don't know what part of that he's commenting on.
All of it. It's just everything.
Just talking shite. The whole. I just poured myself a wee Kilkerran batch 4 of the heavily peated range. I think we've got 1 to 5 in the bar, 1 to 6 maybe in the bar. And I grabbed a whole
homage to Campbeltown there. You're doing well.
I do. The only expression I don't have is Hazelburn, which is ironic because you do.
I know.
I'm
going to be sad when it's gone, actually. I'm going to have to go back to Campbeltown just to get some. When I was getting my laptop charger, I poured this one. It's one of those ones that I remember liking at the time, but...
Is that the rum cask or the sherry cask?
No, it's a bourbon and PX, which is why I may be struggling with it. I can't remember where I bought it. I must have bought it when I was over there, potentially. I don't dislike it, but there's something in there.
Clearly by the fill level. Clearly by the fill level.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not drinking.
Been drunk once and put back, unless that's the size of one pour.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably had it for 4 or 5 years now. I mean, I did live with an alcoholic for a good while, so potentially not even me that drank that. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I think there's quite a lot of PX in there that I'm maybe picking up too much of. But yeah, that's something a bit different anyway. And I do have the Springbank cask strength 12 year, and I do remember trying that after I bought it and liking it, but not being super excited about it. So that'll be the dram I finish with tonight, I think, if I make it. I don't know. It's been a long week. I might just peg out halfway through. Maybe Dave's right. Maybe I do need to get over for an MOT. Yeah. It always seems to be the night times. Like, see, when you've got a cough, it just seems to be the night times when you start coughing
it's
again.
When you lie back.
Yeah.
When you it hits.
I still got a bag to pack.
Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say I've got a bag to pack. We're going to have to wrap up soon. I've got to pack my bag for Isla. But yeah, Michael Tor, although we haven't seen too much yet. So Jeremy doesn't like your comment about Michael Tor, I'm guessing, was his wash your mouth out.
Yeah, and it's not a personal, well, it's semi-personal, but also the whole thing. I don't get it 100%. The turbo and that recent cask, single cask that they had, I think, were really, really good. But yeah, we haven't seen too much yet. We've seen 3 turbo releases, and a couple of kind of Chinkapin and original and bits and bobs kind of thing. I don't think it's really kind of come together yet. It's young, 6-7 years old. It's peated Speyside. But the proof will be in the pudding. There's a long way to go with it yet. It's a new brand, and I think that's probably its downfall. I think if they came out with Glenallachie peated or some way of linking it to Glenallachie, ergo Billy Walker, more people would be interested in it.
Yeah, so I think that says more about the spirit. I don't think people should be buying Glenallachie because of Billy Walker. I think they should be buying Glenallachie because they like Glenallachie. Yeah. I'm not a Glenallachie fan, and I don't say it out loud very often because people go, what? I've struggled with it. The 15-year-old I don't like. The 8-year-old I hated.
But you're not a sherry, and so that's kind of what that core range is. That core range is development of sherry. You go from sherry bourbon to sherry bourbon red wine in the 12, then fucking sherry in the 15.
I don't like that one. The 12 I can tolerate. So that's why I quite like the Mico Tor, because I kind of felt like that was Glenallachie stepping into itself as Glenallachie. Let's not hide behind sherry. Let's not hide behind Billy Walker. Let's not hide behind a brand name. Let's produce a spirit that's good quality and see how that goes. I like the Jinkaman one. I thought it was good. I don't really like the Turbo one. I was never that fussed about that one. But yeah, I think, if you're always just trying to tie it into Glenallachie, you're not selling it on the base of the spirit. You're selling it on the base of Billy Walker. And I think it's disingenuous.
I 100% agree with you up until you just said disingenuous, because what he's trying to do with the brand is the complete opposite. When he set the brand up, he knew what his followers were. And Bedriach, Glenglassaugh were niche markets. Glendronach was what he was known for. So when he went to Glenallachie, to get those followers on board, he knew he had to be hitting that sherry market. He knew, right, I've got 60,000, 80,000 casks here. Let's start putting them into sherry. Let's re-rack them into sherry. It's good quality spirit. I've got loads of casks to play with. Let's make a core range of bits of sherry. But if you look at his recent releases, he's got one range, which is the sherry influence one, but he's really, really going into virgin oak, a little bit like Glengarry recently. They've done a lot of virgin oak, and that's kind of been his focus is Hungarian virgin oak, French virgin oak, Spanish virgin oak, Scottish virgin oak.
That was good. I like that one.
And I think he's really trying, and he's really interested in that, and he's trying to put on to kind of guys like Ronan. We don't want to be a sherry brand.
Yeah, I can get behind that, and I think with the virgin oak ranges, it kind of looks like that's what he's trying to do. Like, look, guys, look, this actually is a good whiskey. It doesn't need to be sherry to shite. It could just be, a good whiskey that's occasionally in a big old cherry bomb, and sometimes it's occasionally in a virgin oak. Part of me cynically wonders whether he's having the same problems everybody else is having with getting access to sherry casks. So we need to get a day go on the go, getting some sherry casks over. But also,
sherry cask.
He flooded. I think so. I remember there wasn't that long ago. If Glenallachie released a whiskey, people would be queuing the door and they would buy everything. But then they start releasing, parcels of 4 or 5 releases, and it just priced people out. They just couldn't afford to buy all of them.
Brooke did it in the early 90s. Highland Park did it kind of just about the early 20s. And yeah, but what I loved about Glenallachie is Mark Matthews got a comment on saying that Glenallachie hasn't wowed him yet. He doesn't get excited about it personally. He sees the appeal. And I get that. But what I think happened with Glenallachie, and what I really respect him for, was they put a questionnaire out saying to retailers, are we releasing too much? What are you thinking about this last couple of years? What are you finding sells well, doesn't sell well, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if Matthew replied that. I did, and then he said there's just too much. People aren't buying because there's too much, and they can't afford it. And they reined that in, because you were looking at a Glenallachie release. Probably within a quarter, you would have a wine release, which is a trilogy, sherry release, which is a trilogy, couple of single casks, couple of
high
exclusives,
expensive single casks,
plus the core range of stuff. And it was a lot. But they have reined it in. They've listened. They've reined it in, and now it's maybe one release a quarter. That release might be a trilogy, but it's one a quarter. And I think he's listening. I think the company are listening, and they're changing things and stuff. So I think we're more people need to do that, and just to appease the base, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
They're small enough to do that. They're small enough to listen, take on board the advice.
No, that's good. I think it's definitely a good thing that they reached out to retailers. They must to recognise that they weren't selling in the same way that they had been. Yeah. And for a company to take on feedback like that is, credit to them for doing that. I can see the appeal of it. And I know when I was working for you a bit more, when people were priced out of Macallan, I would put them on to Glendronach, and then people were priced out of Glendronach because it's quite expensive to have a bottle of 12-year-old Glendronach. So I put them on to Glenallachie. And you're right in what you say. Yeah, I'm not a sherry fan, so it's not my juice. But I do like that he was trying to promote Glenallachie in a different way through Virgin Oaks, through Meagletor.
He just wanted the spirit to be the song, and I get that. And did it work? Yes and no. I think a lot of people kind of tried that Hungarian oak or the French oak or whatever, and are like, no, this is not for me. But I don't think he lost them as customers. They would just say, I'll just stick to the 15 or I'll stick to 12.
I tried the wine one they had, and I didn't like that either. I was like, no, it's not there.
The wine series was good. I think I did a post or a blog about it, and I prefer the Tomatin because Tomatin did a wine trilogy at the same time, which was phenomenal. Diego said some of Glendronach's casks weren't sherry. This is a whole new conversation. So, do we want to open this?
No.
Conversation? That's like, fuck off. It's quarter. Is Roy not started yet? Go and watch him.
Well,
I think it's a very, very important point of this story, because Oloroso is a cat, and I will see that in what was I having? So here we go. Does it say this Glen Scotia? It says Oloroso Hogshead, right? As a consumer, I read that and I think, oh, that's going to be a good sherry cask.
Go on. What is
that going to be a sherry cask? Because it says Oloroso Hogshead on it.
One would assume so.
Exactly. Oloroso is a wine style. It's not a sherry style. Sherry is a Jerez Triangle exclusive. It's like champagne saying that they own every sparkling wine. You can have Oloroso anywhere in the world. If it's not within Jerez, it's not sherry.
Yeah. Do they need to put that? So they don't need to put that on the labels then? They just say.
I think, and this is a conversation we had. Do you remember when Russell was back in the day? Me and Russell had a conversation with Woody from Woodrow's, and he had that release of Colila in various blood tubs.
Yeah.
I asked him then. I was like, so you've got some of these have got sherry on them, some of them to say Oloroso. What's the difference? He was like, in the flavour, nothing, but sherry has to be Jerez Triangle certified. So that's geographically, it's like saying Plymouth gin tastes different to Falkhouse gin because of the region. It doesn't. But the name sherry means so much to people that they charge for it.
Yeah.
So if it just says Oloroso cask, chances are it might not be sherry. It's just an Oloroso wine matured somewhere in Spain or somewhere using the Palomino grapes and done in the same way.
Did Tom and Towel or Glencadam not just release like a proper bodega cask release recently, didn't they? I'm sure Ian Retief was talking about it recently. Don't know. I'll need to Google it again, find out. I know it's a bit of a rabbit hole, isn't it? But the general consumer, do they actually care? I mean, a lot of people who claim to be sherry heads don't even really know how sherry's made. So I mean, I think they just want it to look like Coca-Cola.
I love how you're just like brushing off this. This is a revelation to people.
I would like people to care as much as we do, and there will be people that do, but there will be people that just like, I don't want to spend more than 50 quid. I like sherry. I like it to look dark. And that's all they need to know. They don't want to know more. They should. Yeah, morally they should know more because, you know, the rules around sherry production in Jerez are just as important to them as the Scotch whisky rules are to us. Does that translate down the line to the people that got 50 quid in their pocket and know they like sweet whiskey? Probably not. Should it? Yes. Will it? Probably not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are they charging sherry cask prices for cheap Oloroso cask?
Yeah, that's definitely a different question. And
because the sherry is a premium, that is like charging, buying a nasty wine for the price of a champagne. Flavor-wise, you probably don't notice, but you're buying into the assumption that brand is, and they can fall back on it quite happily and say, "Well, we never said it was sherry."
No, that's true.
You made that.
Is it something that's been spoken about just now in the industry? Because it's not something I've seen much.
I'm not sure. There's not a big thing about it. Maybe there should be.
Yeah, potentially. Well, especially if bloody Diego's just going to put that in the chat, like, okay, bye, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it's like it's not sherry. Good night. Whoa.
Put the cat among the pigeons and then bugger off.
You mean Bruce Willis was dead the whole Sixth Sense movie? What?
What? Spoiler alert! Don't you tell me the Titanic sinks in the end as well? Oh, he's still there. Cheeky little monkey. Chaos monkey.
Jeremy says it's interesting to dive into the gookery, but if the flavour is good, then I don't care. Unless they charge silly prices. And that's probably where I'm getting at, is that people are charging this idea of Oloroso, which is a relatively cheap wine to produce. But if you add sherry to it, and let's face it, if a whiskey is a first fill sherry cask, and you'll see that a lot of times on bottles, first fill, refill sherry cask, that sherry is Oloroso sherry. Because if it's PX, then they sing about it. They say, this is PX, this is different, or Fino, or Manthony, or whatever it is. If they say sherry, it's going to be Oloroso sherry. But if they just say Oloroso, why aren't they singing about the sherry bit?
I have got somebody just creeping around outside the door. I'm just going
to... I mean, let's pray for Kat's safety here. She's got somebody creeping around the door, and then she goes blank. I think we need to keep an eye on that. Matthew Runcie says, Russell the Hoff. Yes, we were speaking about the same guy. I think he goes by the Water Horse now. Is this year's moniker. Jeremy Watts says Thompson Brothers never mentioned single cask on any bottles from memory, just in case it isn't. I think they deal with such a wide variety, and I think that was another completely contentious thing is single cask. How can you get a single cask finish? And again, something that Glenallachie were heavily involved with. Wording became key, drawn from a single cask could be used or something like that, but you couldn't call it a single cask whiskey because it moved. If it's moved from one, there were caveats in there that you could call it single cask if it was used for liquid protection. If you had a leaky cask, you could do a like for like change. Yeah, but if it's drawn from a single cask, then it can be classed as a single cask. Hello.
Sorry.
You're back.
Child waiting to come into the kitchen. I could just hear the floorboards outside the doors. Like they're trying to look in to see if I was still live or not. So he has been in.
Well, I'm glad you're still alive because you just said somebody's creeping about outside. I'm going to go away.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I should have clarified. It's just my children. My children. Yeah. Pause, guys. Panic over. Do not phone 999. I'm all good. Yeah. Just I think my kids have reached that point where they're like, can I just go and get a glass of water, please? Because I've taken over the kitchen for 2 hours. Did I fuck up the wee Neds outside? I totally did. They got it, Ian. Like, I saw the best meme ever on Instagram, and it was a woman from Glasgow, and she was saying, do you know why like Scottish women are never in horror films? Because they just wouldn't stand for that shite. They're like, can you imagine if Clarice was Scottish and like Hannibal Lecter, and she's like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, were you eyeballing me? Like, stood in there like a bloody iron board. Like, that's the best. Yeah, I wouldn't tolerate any of that shite. But, however, I probably do need to actually go to let my children into my kitchen. Did you finish your rant? Or are we?
It wasn't a rant. It was...
Oh, I know. I'm taking the mic.
A discussion. I mean, while you were gone, we're then talking about single cask and you know, what the phrase single cask meant.
Goodness, you're opening up all the drama tonight.
I know, but we haven't got anyone else to speak to. You keep fucking off and I keep fucking off. So
I know. I spent a whole day yesterday trying to fill up my diary for the Blether. I spent an evening last night trying to fill up my diary. I am still on catch up. But I've got some cool people that I'm chatting to. So we just need to get some dates organised that people are free, and we'll start getting back into normal again with the Blether. I fell behind, unfortunately, and it's quite hard to catch up when you fall behind, but I will get there.
Jeremy is right. We're only 20% into this discussion, I think.
Well, if we're only 20% in, I'm going to have to go for a pee because, like, you know, I've had 2 drams and a cup of peppermint tea. It's like sitting on a blooming water balloon.
Ian, this is a great shout. Let's use AI to put Ouija birds into horror movies. Get the fuck, you creepy fucker.
That's exactly what they would say. Either that or a proper Aberdonian woman. Like, yeah, just like really rough Aberdonian wifeys. Like, I see you, like, fucking get
see you, Freddie. Put your fucking knives away and get out of my house.
Think you're so fucking clever. You're a big choppy hands. Oh, amazing. Let's do a Doric horror movie. That would be fantastic.
Horror movies, I love. And I was like, movie making was my passion. I said earlier, wrote a few movies, made a few films. Used to love it. I was like the biggest movie geek. But see, nowadays, just nothing scares people because
no. Well, yeah, you are right. Younger generation. I don't like scary films, but no, you're right. I think a lot of people are
I love
desensitized to stuff.
classic like Halloween. The movie, you look at it, and it's almost laughable nowadays.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, the ones that stand out probably Exorcist, Texas
Seen
Chainsaw Massacre, The Omen, probably because the kid factor. But it's all about shock horror now. It's all about how gruesome can we make it.
What was the one that kind of changed? It was like the Blair Witch Project, and it was all like kind of first person camera work, and it kind of changed like the whole concept of scary film.
That was kind of influenced by a film called The Last Broadcast, which was similar but different. It was like a documentary kind of stuff, and it was today folk we look at it and think there's no scary, can't see anything because they're so used to gore.
Yeah.
How gory can we make it? And that's going back to kind of the 70s, 80s, the Italian, your Rob Zombies and that kind of a Holocaust and all this kind of stuff, which was all about you want to watch a proper horror movie, kind of a Holocaust is.
I feel like I actually know more about football than I do about this chat. You do know that if you're going to mention films, I will not have seen any of them.
I don't think I brought it up. I think you brought it up.
No, I think it was one of the guys brought it up, actually. But yeah, nicely played. We'll need to do that one night. Maybe whiskeys as horror, like for Halloween. Whiskeys as horror films.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch some horror films to be able to participate in that chat. But I don't really like horror films. I don't really like films. I just fall asleep. But yeah, that would be an interesting one. Why are we talking about horror films? I can't even remember. It was definitely a chat. One of the questions.
Because we end up talking about Ouija boards and horror movies.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes. Well, Diego is checking out. He's off to bed.
He said that before. But he says, "Get up here, you dobby zombies."
I know, it's so much better in a Glasgow accent. One of my favourite quotes from somebody, this is past Watershed, but one of my favourite quotes from somebody from Glasgow. I was out in Glasgow one night and there was a lot of hen nights on the go, like a load of hen nights. There was a girl coming towards me with a lot of people just dressed up like phallic objects. And because there's the guy dressed up in a whole inflatable suit, a phallic inflatable suit, who got wedged in a doorway. We're trying to get past him. And then further down the street, there's a girl with a balloon, a phallic balloon. And this thing just kind of like slapped me in the face. I was like, ugh, kind of like trying to bat it away. And she's like, do you like a wee bit of cocking it around quite again? I'm like, no, I don't. Please get it away from me. It was one of my, that, and one more quote to leave you with for the night. I was at a Chapel Roan gig in Glasgow. And I love Chapel Roan, and the gig was awesome, and everyone wears sequins, and she's a massive supporter of LGBTQ plus rights, and she did this beautiful impassioned speech about, I want my concerts to be a safe place for people, you're all included, I see you all. And this woman behind me from Glasgow was like, on your fucking cell, hen. That's all you needed. That brought it all together in one beautiful.
That's a stamp of approval from Glasgow. On your cell, hen.
That was it. I love Glasgow. I love everything about Glasgow. They're the best people.
They're just it's just that working class city where
it is. Yeah, and such a beautiful city. Like the buildings.
You need to do a lot to offend them, don't you? But if you 100%. Do, okay, watch out. But it's
definitely, yeah. Right, I'm going to let my children into the kitchen before there's a mass riot.
I'm surprised we hit 2 hours 20. I mean, 20 minutes of
you left me for like half an hour, and I literally.
It was 8 minutes.
Okay, it felt like half an hour. I'm surprised we managed to do another 2 hours 10, 20 minutes after that. We do have a guest for next week. I just need to do a little check-in with them because I've seen that they're very, very busy on the Campbeltown Whisky Festival circuit just now. So I'm hoping they haven't got their dates double booked and forgotten that they're working next week at Isla too. So I'm just going to do a double check with them before I get back to you to officially say that we definitely do have a guest. But I'm on Isla next week anyway, so even if they're working, I can maybe make it happen and we can maybe bring you a live chat from Isla.
That would be cool.
Yeah, well, we've tried the ones before with a guest live from Isla. It was Ben, remember, from
the rum company.
So yes, we should have a guest tomorrow. He's been in the diary for a little while.
Tomorrow? Jesus.
Not tomorrow. Next week, sorry. Practically tomorrow if we keep going. But we shall confirm into next week.
Absolutely.
And if not, I'm sure me and Mike will be back talking shite again next week anyway. Not shite. Sensible.
Educated.
Whiskey bants. Yeah, we started with orifices and ended with
bants.
Bants. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for your participation. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
See you in Isla.